be present and engage with us during this open house. Oh.
Kayla, you're echoing now just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, and these are our objectives for this meeting. So this is what we want you guys to know by the end of the meeting. So we want families to have a clear understanding of how to use Google Classrooms, how to log into live sessions, and how to access student assignments. We want to give you guys the opportunity to meet us, the teachers. Families will also get an overview of virtual learning expectations for students and supplies that your scholars will need. Families will also understand the daily schedule. So these are all things that we hope that you guys will know by the time we're done with the open house.
Okay, our mission is to transform public education in Atlanta by providing more students, including those with the highest needs, access to a Genius Awakening education built on family-sized classrooms, scholarly excellence, socioeconomic integration, and holistic growth.
Okay, and this is our agenda for the open house. So you guys will get to meet the second grade team. You'll get an introduction to us, the content teachers. We'll get to meet the specials teacher. We'll go over an overview of your scholar's schedule. We'll talk about virtual engagement expectations. We'll do a quick walkthrough of Google Classroom with their classroom codes. We'll talk about how to join a live session, and then we'll also go over the school supplies that they need. And then at the end, we'll have some time to answer questions.
All right, so this is our second grade team. You have me, Miss Sledge, right here with my guitar. There's Miss Sam flying on her bird, Miss Leverett. She's actually a new teacher to our team this year. She's a math and science teacher. You have Miss Jen with the pink hair, Miss McKinney with the wagon of love. She's also a new teacher to our team this year. Mr. Day, Miss Wilkerson, and the fabulous Miss Neal. All right, so this is our first introduction to what our Bitmoji classrooms are going to look like. So when we start learning, I'm going to have a Bitmoji classroom and Ms. Neal is going to have a Bitmoji classroom. And what's cool about this, oh, someone wants to come in. What's cool about this is everything or most things that you see are going to be clickable. So if you notice, it says click the door to learn more about your teachers. I'm going to click the door. Oh, wrong computer. Hold on. When I click the door, it takes us to another slide so we can know about Miss Neal. So Miss Neal, you take it away.
All right, so hello, I am Miss Neal, and I'm super, super excited to be your scholar's second grade English Language Arts and Social Studies teacher this year. You can see my contact information there. I listed my phone number and my email. Feel free to call, text, email, FaceTime me. I'm more likely to respond if you text me first. That's my preferable way of contact, but whatever's comfortable for you is cool. Just contact me between Monday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. unless, of course, it's something urgent. So just to talk to you a little bit about me and my background, and a bit about my journey and how I became an educator. So I went to Kennesaw State University where I studied sociology, which if you're not familiar with sociology, it's basically just like the study of society and how all the different institutions within society, like government and family and the economy and education and how they interact with each other. And here I learned about the various insane barriers in our society that stand between people of color, people of different cultural backgrounds, and their ability to access all the opportunities that our world has to offer. And more specifically, I learned about how this played out in our education system. So I saw this as unjust, as I believe that socioeconomic status shouldn't dictate, who gets access to what opportunities or who gets access to a quality education. So after that, I decided that I wanted to teach in hopes that I could play a small role in closing that gap. So I applied to an amazing graduate education program at Georgia State University. It's called the Urban Accelerated and Certification Program. It's kind of a mouthful. And I got accepted. So here I learned all about how to be a teacher that's responsive to the needs of all students. Here, I confronted my white privilege. I received anti-racist training. I learned to acknowledge my implicit biases. I learned about people of different cultures and background. Learned how to integrate social justice topics into my teaching, all while learning just how to give effective and engaging instruction to students. I'm actually still in this program and I will graduate in December, which I'm super excited about. However, I know that, you know, as a white person and as a white teacher, more specifically, my work in being a social justice advocate and being an ally will never end. So I'm always trying to educate myself on all of the social injustices happening in our world and learn about how I can play a role in stopping these injustices, not only in my personal life, but also as a teacher. So this is my second year teaching. So last year I taught at a public school in DeKalb County, but then I heard about Kendesi and all the awesome things that are happening here, and I really, really wanted to be a part of it. So I applied in February and I got accepted. I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here. And I'm especially excited to be teaching ELA and social studies to your scholars because I love reading and I love history too. Definitely my two favorite subjects to teach, so it's perfect. Outside of teaching, I love to read. I love to go rock climbing. I love to go camping. I love to exercise, go dancing, eat good food around Atlanta, travel, or simply just like hanging out with my partner, hanging out with my friends. So yeah, that's me. I'm again really excited to work with you guys. One thing that I think is important for you guys to know about me is that like I'm very big on collaboration between teacher and parent. So please always reach out to me. I'll certainly be reaching out to you. I want it to be a team effort. So yay.
Okay, thank
Sorry,
you.
I just rambled about myself for so long, but
It was great. Well, you know me, I am Miss Sledge. I am so excited to be teaching second grade with you all. I love second grade. It's my favorite grade to teach. And I am happy that I was able to loop with about 95% of our class. So I love that we already have that relationship in place. My personal teaching belief is that all children deserve access to a quality teacher, regardless of the income level of your parents. I feel like every child deserves access to a teacher who cares about them, who wants to see them grow holistically, and is really going to prepare them for the world outside of the classroom. Those are my big things. I am currently working on my master's in education, and after really coronavirus and this summer, I realized that I think my calling is bigger than teaching. I feel like I want to be a policymaker because I want to have a seat at the table where there aren't a lot of Black female voices, and I want to be able to make real change for our students. So I believe that it starts with us as teachers, but we need more people of color or more white people who are willing to be allies all the way up to the top. Because just in response to coronavirus, a lot of people were struggling. They didn't have what they need. And I just really think that's unacceptable. So I think that it is my role to help us get what we need so that our children can get to where they need to be and be successful and achieve the things that we know that we can. So this year, I am really focusing on social justice. I want our students to see pictures of Black kids that look like them doing great things. I want to read Black stories. I want to talk about the achievements of Black people, and not just during February. I want to talk about it all year round. So more than anything, I'm going to be really integrating the achievements of Black people and all the great things that we can do and all the amazing things that we have to offer. I'm really going to hone in on that. Some fun facts about me. I love teaching math. I feel like I was born to teach math, and I love second grade. So I am truly, truly excited. I actually love teaching science in second grade. I already have some cute, fun projects that we're going to do. My favorite restaurant is Lickety Split. I found this restaurant last year, and it is like 45 minutes from my house, but I will drive 45 minutes to go to this restaurant because it's amazing. I love it. This is actually my fourth year teaching and my third year at Kendesi. When I'm not teaching, I love to paint, watch movies, try new restaurants. I have a huge family. I have 4 brothers and 3 sisters, and I have my lovely 5-year-old son, Liam, who is also starting at Kendesi this year. So it's going to be a journey for us all because not only am I a teacher, I am now a parent. So I would be feeling the same things that you are. So I will try to make this as easy as possible to keep us all sane this year. This is my number. I actually have a new number from last year. I tried my best to go ahead and text or email you this number, but if you don't have it, here is my number that you can call, text, FaceTime, email me on. And that's how you can get the quickest response from me. And this is our student schedule overview. So I'm going to let Ms. Neal explain the top part, and then I'll explain the bottom.
Okay, so our schedule. So student days, the students will be required to be on Monday through Thursday. So this is what our schedule will look like for Monday through Thursday. So at 8:15 a.m., students will need to be logged on in order for us to do we'll have our morning meeting and we'll do our social emotional learning. And that'll be every day, Monday through Thursday. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. every day, students will be on with me doing English language arts and social studies. So this 2-hour time block isn't just going to be them sitting on a call with me like we are for 2 hours. So basically what it'll look like is we'll probably come on me. I'll do a quick 10-minute iReady lesson. I might have some students get off the camera to do some independent work. During that time, I might take one student or a small group, and I might work with them on a live session. And then we might meet back up 20 minutes later and talk about what we did. So during this time, they're going to kind of be on and off camera, and that'll be something that I can facilitate with them. From 11 to 12, students will have independent time. So this is basically their time to do whatever it is they want to do. They can have lunch. They can play with their toys. They can go outside, relax with the family, do that sort of thing. Then we'll come back on from 12 to 12:30. And 12 to 12:30, this is a time where me and Ms. Sledge can meet with one-on-one with students or in small group, specifically with students who maybe like struggled with the lesson that morning or need catching up with something. So that'll be like a 30-minute time period where we can meet with them and so they can get more like one-on-one small group support.
Okay, and then after the RTI block will be the math and science block. And like Ms. Neal said, this whole 2 hours will not be spent with them just sitting in front of the computer. So we'll do our probably do now number story together on camera. I will probably do a live lesson, maybe from like 8 to 10 minutes. And like Ms. Neal said, then I will be able to pull small groups, or while I'm working with those groups, students will be doing their independent assignment, and then I'll probably switch. I'm still working through how that's going to work. But most importantly, they will not just be sitting in front of the screen for 2 hours with us talking at them. They're going to have time to practice, get up, move around, and do some things. So right after our math and science instructional block, we're going to have specials. And unlike last year where we had multiple specials, the only special that we are going to have this quarter is art. Today is our art teacher's actually first day of school, so she doesn't have her slide yet. But I do want parents to know that art is the special that we'll be focusing on this 9 weeks. I'm not sure if they're using Seesaw or what medium they're going to use. They're going to send that information to us, and then I can send that to you so you have a clear understanding of what's expected of you and your scholar for specials. And then from 3:15 to 4, this is an optional enrichment opportunity. So they're going to offer, there's going to be like a PE studio. There might be another art one. But what's cool about this is they're going to be able to take studios from teachers at other Kendesi campuses. So let's just say, great, because he's on camera, he sees that there is a STEM studio that West is offering. He'll be able to sign in and receive that instruction from the West studio teacher, even though he goes to Old Fourth Ward. I know a lot of parents have been asking us about like tutoring or like working with students. This is also a time that Ms. Neal and I talked about being able to meet with students, because I know that we're concerned about summer slide and just coronavirus. So we really just want to spend as much time as we can with students, getting them to where they need to be without overloading them with work and assignments every day. That was our big thing, that we wanted to be more student friendly, more interactive for them, and not them sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours, because that is not healthy for them. Okay, so these are our virtual engagement expectations. I'm just going to let you look over them for a second before we talk about them. Okay, so last year, I know we were kind of thrusted into virtual learning. We never really had a chance to sit down and talk about computer etiquette or any of those things, but we're going to start the year off right, and we're going to teach these kids everything they need to know for them to be successful in a virtual learning space. So I can read the top four, and then Ms. Neal will read the bottom four for you. But number one is to be on time. We understand that sometimes things happen. You know, your internet goes out. If you're having any issues, just call us, shoot us a text, so we can know that you are trying to log in, and we'll just have a mental note of that. Dress appropriately. So I know that they would like for the kids to be at least in their Kendesi shirt, you know, or at least dressed in uniform from the waist up. But if you don't have a Kendesi shirt, you can wear a collared shirt. We just want to get kids in the mind of, we are still in school, even though we're at home. Have materials ready. There's a slide later in the presentation that tells you all the materials you need, but it will really help them if you already had maybe their workbook, their pencils, dry erase markers in a set space for them, so that they have everything they need to be successful. And I know it's hard to find a quiet space because we are at home, but if you could just find a small area that can be where they do their work, so they know, when I'm at home, I'm okay, but when I'm in my workspace, this is for me to focus. Like for my son, I have him a little table. He has his own little whiteboard, and he has a corner where he's going to be, where he can do all of his work. Yeah, Miss Neal.
Yeah. Okay. And then, of course, we want scholars to be staying on task. So this means when we're online with them on a live lesson, they need to be engaged in doing whatever work we're asking them to do. And even when they're off camera, if we're asking them to do an independent assignment, they need to stay on task and complete that as well. Next, mute their mic, turn on camera, and eyes on the screen. So muting the microphone just helps so not everybody's talking over each other at the same time. Turning on camera is important so we can see each other. And then, of course, having their eyes on the screen so we know that they're engaged at all times. Raise hands for questions. Really easy. You can just go like this if you need something. Put your hand in front of the screen. And then once we get to learn the computers, kids can learn the really cool like hand-raising feature. And, of course, last but not least, be kind and show love. Here at Kendesi, we are all about kindness, all about loving our neighbor. So that's not going to change in our classroom. We expect that from all scholars.
All right. Okay, Google Classroom walkthrough. I know that last year, Google Classroom gave all of us the biggest headache. We were kind of just learning as we were submitting assignments and you were doing assignments. So we have learned a way to simplify it all for you. So we're not going to dive deep into our actual, sorry, mom's trying to join. We're not going to dive deep into our actual classrooms yet. We're just going to give you a general overview of how Google Classroom works and some of the basic functions.
Okay, so with Google Classrooms, so students will have a Google Classroom for each subject area. So in total, they're going to have, with me and Ms. Sledge, they're going to have 5 Google Classrooms. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really going to make things easier so that when they know it's time for an ELA lesson, they know to click that ELA classroom and they can access our ELA live sessions and all of their ELA assignments. So it's really going to make things a lot easier. In Google Classroom, students can join our live sessions. They can view pre-recorded lessons. We will be recording all of our lessons. Of course, Ms. Sledge mentioned this earlier. If you guys think you are going to miss a lesson or if you're going to be late, you need to make sure you contact us with enough time for us to prepare, of course, and we can make sure that you get a recorded lessons. But we do require all students to be in the live lessons.
Miss Neal, you froze. Can everyone still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you, Miss Lane.
Okay, hold on. Let me call Miss Neal to see what happened because she froze on us.
I get come on.
Hey, no, you froze.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna kick you out and then just come and join us again.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So I can pick up where she left off while we wait for her to join us. So like she was saying, there are going to be 5 Google Classrooms. So there's going to be one for math, one for science, one for ELA, one for social studies, and then we're going to have one classroom specifically for our morning meetings and our SEL activities we're going to do with students every day. In Google Classroom, you can join a live lesson. We will record each session. So if you know, for some reason something comes up and Gray is unable to make it, I will show him where he can go to access today's lesson. Students can receive their assignments, submit work, and access other resources that we have for them. Students must be logged into their Kendesi email to access our different classrooms. The emails have not changed from last year, but we will be sending out something tomorrow that has your students' email and login password, just in case you don't have that information available to you at this time. Okay, so joining our Google Classroom. What you're going to do is you are going to use Google Chrome. So you always want to use Google Chrome. Don't use Safari or Firefox or anything like that. Just Google Chrome. You're going to type in classroom.google.com. You're going to use their Kendesi email address to sign in because it's going to ask you for a Google email address. This is where you type in your scholar's email address. Once they do that and they go in the Google Classroom, they're going to have these boxes. So there's going to be 5 because there's going to be one from each of our classrooms. And all you have to do is click join and your child is now in our Google Classroom. Okay, that's fine. These are our classroom codes. If for whatever reason, if someone were to get kicked out of our classroom, these are our codes that you would need to access it. I don't want you to try to rush and write this information down because we are sending out this presentation to you tomorrow and we're going to invite the kids. This is just a safety measure in case something goes south and they have a hard time logging in. I'm going to send out an email tomorrow that has all the student logins in the email. And how to join a live lesson. So when you log in to our Google Classroom, there is a banner at the top. And right here, this is an example of our SEL circle time in our morning meeting classroom. And if you notice, here's the class code that we just talked about on the last slide. And then there is a Meet link. All you have to do is click that link, and that is how they will access our live lessons in the morning. So I'm going to use Aman as an example. So it's 8:15 in the morning. He's had breakfast. He's signed on, ready to get in our morning meeting. He's going to go into Google Classroom and find Miss Sledge and Miss Neal's SEL circle time. Once he enters that classroom, he's going to click the Meet link, and that is how he will enter a Google Meet just like we're in now, where Miss Neal and I will do our circle time, our calendar, we'll do some belly breathing, and just really set our intentions for the day. And we'll be doing this each day from 8:15 to 9. Okay, so here is another example of some of the Bitmoji classrooms that we'll be using this year. I do want to tell you that most times when you see objects on the wall or items in the classroom, they are clickable. So if you click them, it will take you to another website. So I just, if you notice right here, we have this Our Community, Our Wellbeing poster, and it says, click the poster to learn more about Kendesi's resources to help families. So I'm going to click this poster. Oops, wrong computer. Hold on. When I click the poster, it takes me to the Kendesi resource site. So this is where we're housing all of the resources that we have in place to help support families. So if you need information about testing, or if you need to know about food or internet shortages, or if you need help with back to school supplies, this is the website where you can go to access that information. So I'm going to go back to our presentation. Give me 1 second. How do I make this big again? Hold on, give me 1 second, you guys. Sorry about that. Okay. So when I look at our virtual school supplies list, these are the things that we need. We need 2 notebooks, a pack of pencils, a pack of index cards, a pack of mini dry erase markers or regular size dry erase markers if you have it, a pack of crayons and colored pencils, scissors, glue, and headphones. It's really important for scholars to have headphones if you can get them, because it'll just eliminate some of the background noise and it'll really help them focus on the lesson and what we need to do. Okay, and if you notice, each of our little Bitmoji slides has little artwork, because like I said in the beginning, it's really important for me, for our kids to see children that look like them in our artwork and the work and everything that we do. I want them to see brown faces. I want them to see themselves in what we're doing, so they can see that what we're learning relates to your life. Okay, so I know we had a few people that just joined. If you missed anything, we are going to be sending this out to you tomorrow with your student login. So I don't want you to feel like, you know, if you missed anything, it's a problem. But this is the time where if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. I see Ms. Neal was able to join us, and Ms. Neal and I will answer the questions to the best of our abilities. If you would rather type them in the chat, that is fine. So yes, are there any questions for us about how this school year is going to look and what's going to be happening?
Good morning. My name is Savannah. I'm Isla's mom. We're new to Kendesi. And we came from Wesley International School last year, and I really enjoyed volunteering and helping the teachers out. So I just wanted to know, is there anything that, any way that parents can volunteer and help? I know we're in a virtual environment, but is there any volunteer opportunities or assistance that you teachers may need during this time?
That's actually a great question. And to be completely honest with you, I haven't thought about what that looks like in a virtual setting. I mean, I think the best thing we could use but help with right now is just like, you know, to be a facilitator at home with your scholar, as far as like engaging with us virtually. Kayla, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I really haven't thought about how it can happen in a virtual space. So I made a note to think on that. Mm-hmm. And I would definitely send that to you, because like Ms. Neal said, we really want this to be a partnership between the parents and the teachers this year, and for us to be on the same team. So I'm going to think of some ways that parents can help us and other parents and students in the class. And I will definitely get back to you about that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. That was a great question.
Does anyone else have any questions for us? Kids, you can ask questions too. So great. IKEA, Amon, if you want to ask some questions about the year and how we're going to do stuff, you can ask questions too.
Miss Sledge,
Yes.
like who's gonna be and is it gonna be the same group in first grade or is it gonna be a different group? Like who's gonna be like in our class?
So we actually have our exact same class. We just have one new friend, Isla. But other than that, our class is just about the same as it was last year.
Okay.
So we have all our old friends in our new class, in our new grade. Ikea, you have any questions? You curious about anything? Okay. You have another question, Greg? All righty. Well, we are going to, I don't want to put anybody off. We are going to go to, hi. We are going to go to our last slide, which is an interactive activity that we encourage you to do with your scholar. One of the things that we did a lot of last year was use Flipgrid. And if you're not familiar with Flipgrid, it is a way for students to record themselves talking, answering questions. Excuse me. It's just a fun way to get them to interact with us and each other in the virtual space, since we don't have the benefit of seeing each other every day. So I'm going to go to the next slide and I'm going to show you what you have to do. So it says closing, please create a Flipgrid response. So I'm going to click the link and it takes you to our Flipgrid page. Oh, wow. Okay, so welcome to second grade. Please allow your students to say hey to classmates on Flipgrid. Encourage your student to record themselves in this video, but parents, you are more than welcome to participate. So Miss Neal and I, we made a couple videos this morning. So I'm gonna play ours just so you can see some cool stuff that you can do. So the two questions you have to choose from are, what are you most excited about this school year? And what was the best part of your summer? So I'm gonna click my video first and then we're gonna watch Miss Neal's. What was the most exciting part of your summer? Can you guys hear the video?
Not right now. It was playing, but it was echoing a little.
Oh no. Hold on, sorry. Let me go back. Let me move away some so it doesn't echo so bad.
No worries. Uh-oh, it's still echoing.
Really cool things that happened to me this summer. The first one is I got to go to a concert. And I mentioned you didn't have to go to a concert, Miss Liz, for the coronavirus. It was actually a parking lot. In my large car, so I access to stay in my car, sit on top of my car, and be a part of my own concert. So I got to see Rick Ross, which was so amazing. And such a great concert. But the second thing, I got to get my great nephew. So, what it means for me to be a great artist, my nephew, I was almost baby.
Kayla, the volume is a little low.
Fantastic day for me. I can't wait to hear from you. To see about your summer or what you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay, I'm
It's
sorry.
a learning experience for us too.
Yeah, we're still learning how to work all of these things. So I'm sorry about that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link to our Flipgrid in the chat so that you guys can make your own video also. Give me 1 second.
And you can go watch our videos too.
Yes, I'm so sorry about the technical difficulties. I'm trying to think, how do I get to the chat? Okay.
It's going to be on the top, the little like chat looking box.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so if you click this link in your chat, it will give you access to our Flipgrid where you and your scholar can watch the videos that we created and you can help them make their own videos.
Yay. Thank you guys so much for coming. Feel free to reach out to either one of us if you have any kind of questions about anything at all. Like Kayla mentioned earlier, I know some of you have had to like come in and out because you have other scholars, but we have recorded this session. So we will have that to send back out to you guys tomorrow in case you want to go back over anything that you missed.